to you live. Want to talk to you today about trading and investing in the stock market. Now, of course, there is a difference between trading and investing. Okay, so I want to make sure we understand. But also, I know that some of us have been intimidated by even investing in the stock market. So that's why I want to bring it to you myself. As many of y'all may or may not know who I am. My name is Teno Myles. I'm from Dallas, Texas. Went to South Oak Cliff. I'm from the hood or whatnot, but I did venture off and go to college. Got my bachelor of science from TCU. I'm Horn Frog. TCU represent. Now, what I'm doing right now does not require you to have a college degree. It just requires you to have a little patience and a little bit of studying, and then really not reinventing the wheel. If something's already working for somebody else, you don't need to go back and try to fix that. Now, of course, you can add your own spin and your own touch to it to make it you. But when it comes down to these stocks and this trading, there's money involved, so we don't really want to do too much. All right. So first off, first things first. Let me kind of tell you why I feel like the stock market is a good way to go about this. Well, first off, you want to generate passive income. You want to generate something similar to residuals. Do something once, get paid on it forever and ever and ever. All right, because we all know, those of us that have worked in the corporate world, you cannot exchange time for dollars. All right, you cannot exchange enough time for dollars, and to get wealthy, basically. I mean, you can do it and be decent, but when it comes down to wealth, being able to take vacations and just doing whatever you want to do, exploring the world, whatever, you're going to have some type of wealth. All right. All right. So, in order to do so, there's a couple of ways that I like to attack the stock market. And let me kind of give you an introduction on what I mean. All right. Let's see. Let's go to a chart real quick. Now, this chart I'm about to show you is actually a stock that I actually invested in this week. Did pretty well, but first thing, let me make sure you understand that not all stocks and not all trades go this well. Some trades go way better than this, and some trades don't perform as well. So when you're first getting into it, I don't want you to say, "Oh, I didn't make anything. This can't work." Don't have that mentality. I lost a lot when I first started, but you got to get that raw knowledge. You got to get your feet wet, and then when you're working with other people, that helps you kind of minimize that learning curve. Okay, so let me share my screen, see if I can get this stock up for you. Give me 1 second. All right, I think that's it right here. Let's see. Can you see that? All right, this is IMPX. All right, matter of fact, let me make it a full screen. That way. That way I can kind of see it a little better myself. All right, IMPX. All right. So this is the actual stock that I invested in this week to make I think I made it probably about $600 or $700. As a matter of fact, before I get into it, let me kind of break this down because I know this chart may seem intimidating. You see, what's going on, Tino? All right. First of all, let me show you the play that I made this week. And I typically trade with an app called Robinhood. All right. Let me put this down so you can see. Now, Robinhood is an app that I will introduce and I'll show to you as well. And that way you'll kind of familiarize yourself with how that works. Now, what you're looking at right now is what it looks like on Robinhood on my telephone. Okay. So the name of the company is INPixin. All right. It's abbreviated INPX. And as you see that it's trading right now. All right. Each share, we know a trade or stock is broken down into pieces, and the pieces are called shares. So each one of the shares is trading at 56 cents. All right. Roughly, if you want to do, for you technical guys, what's that? 58 tenths, hundreds, thousands, All right. But 56 cents. Okay. So if we had positioned ourselves, and also you see it's up about 72% on the day. If we had positioned ourselves earlier before this stock took a spike, we could have had gains. And this was what I mean. And look at the volume. The volume means that how many people are trading into the stock today. 56 millions are pretty decent. It's pretty decent. But there are some, as you get into different stocks, you'll see go way higher. And that helps to control the fluctuation in prices. So let's take a look at this trade. So as you see, the trade is going up, it's going down, and we'll stop it there. I want to break this down to you. As you see, I bought into the stock several times, and there's many times I bought it, 4 cents, 5 cents, 7 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents, I bought it several times, but as many times I bought it, the average cost came out to be about 20 cents or 21 cents. And I ended up purchasing 1,400 shares, 1,466 shares. As you can see, this is the equity that the whole portfolio is worth. This is my total return, and this is my return for the day. All right. So as you can see, this will fluctuate. I think the video goes on for a few more seconds. As you can see, it's fluctuating. It went up like $5, went up another dollar as the stock continued to grow. All right. Now you can cut your losses, get in and out of the stock whenever you feel like it. Some people like to ride it, but when you're dealing with penny stocks, the volatility, meaning that the fluctuation can be really high, so you may not want to be in it too long. So let's go back and look at this chart. I know it may seem intimidating, but let me kind of break down some of the things that you just want to kind of pay attention to. First of all, the name, of course, the top. Then, of course, you can use this star right here to add it to your favorites list to keep an eye on it. All right. You also have the price, all right, at close. And then this is what it's doing after hours. All right. So it's up after hours 38%. Okay. Now, look, when I'm looking at what to decide, now I do use Webull, which we'll talk about as well. When I'm looking at what to decide to invest in, I don't just look at a chart and say, hey, this is a good chart, let me do it. No, I also concur with other people that are smarter than I, that have been investing way longer than I have, and kind of follow the ride the coattail, follow the trends. So anyways, I was given this opportunity this summer. If you can see, it looks like about August. Okay, if you can see around August, this stock was trading at about 16, 17 cents. Now you have to be patient with this stock, because if you bought in at 17 cents and then you saw the stock drop down to 14, 13 cents, as you can see right here, then you may be like, oh, this is going to lose me money. Let me get out of this. Well, guys, that's the stock market. Sometimes you got to be willing to take, look, it even dropped down to 11 cents. Sometimes you have to be willing to take those losses like that to make those big gains. And the thing about penny stocks is that some of those losses, if you have a smaller positions, don't hurt as much, and you can sustain those losses. And then once you start to see, look, it went all the way down to 3 cents. All right. So once you're seeing those losses, I mean, you don't keep a big position. But once you see the tide beginning to change, that's when you can increase your position size. So you may want to, when the stock shot all the way down to 3 cents, 4 cents, 3 cents, you may have bought 10 shares at 3 cents. You may have bought 10 more shares at 4 cents. You may have bought several shares like I had at 17 and 18 cents. But when the stock begins to pick back up, there's just more growth potential for you. So when the stock rolls up to just 50 cents, that's how I'm able to make $500 in one day. I'm not expecting a stock to go from 50 cents to $5. I mean, it can happen, but most likely in a day or two or a week, it typically doesn't happen. Now, I don't just high risk trade, because penny stocks and small cap stocks are higher risk. I do have my blue chip stocks, which are like your Apples, which are like your Teslas. Now, those stocks don't fluctuate as much, but they are good to have. As you can see in this corner right here, here's Apple. We'll take a look at the Apple chart. I believe they're down at 297 over the weekend, but they had hit a all-time high last week. Let me see the chart come up. They had hit a high of $300, which is the highest they've ever been. And as you can see in this chart, if you had bought into Apple, and this is a 6-month chart, if you had bought into Apple in August at a $1.93, all right, this is in August 2019, $1.93, that share would now be increased in the whole, you would make your whole $100. All right. So positioning is very important. Timing is very important. Your position size, your portfolio size, but also you want to have a diverse portfolio. Before we get ready to wrap this up, though, I'm gonna let you take a look at my Robinhood and some of the things that I have on my radar for this week. All right, so this week coming up, January the 6th, 2020, I'm looking at GHSI, which is Guardian Health. I'm gonna be looking at Impixin once again, and Fuel Cell. Now, the reason why I chose these stocks is, one, is first of all, they're inexpensive. They're penny stocks, so the chance of them to grow is great. And as you can see, this is the last day chart, this is the last week, and this is the last month. As you see over the last month, this stock has really begun to move. All right. So I don't like to miss out on opportunities. So with me and the guys that I invest and converse with, this looks to be a good stock to go ahead and buy a few shares in. Let's see, I have 56 shares, as you can see, and as the market tends to move, I will accumulate more shares. All right, so I don't just throw 1,000 shares in. I have to have some type of reasoning behind it. Now, let's see. So Guardian Health, like I said, in Pixon and Fuel Cell. Fuel Cell, these are technology stocks. Now, Fuel Cell has acquired a contract with Amazon. I believe they have one with Microsoft. Anyways, they have the lithium, the fuel cell batteries, but they also have a company called Plug as well that do the same thing. No, Plug is did the contract with Amazon. Fuel Cell has just been coming out with has just released a new app. All right. So we want to definitely kind of keep an eye on these new waves of the future. If you look at it 3 months ago, Fuel Cell trading at 24 cents. All right, guys. I said we just discovered that, we talked about that. It was a similar situation as IMPX. If you got in, this is what, if you look at the date, October the 25th, 31 cents a share. Guys, 31 cents a share, all the way up to $4. All right, $2, $3 a share. All right, so the growth potential is great. You just have to take advantage. And a lot of you guys have kids. I promise you, you bought your kid one of these shares or a few shares of this stock, and you add on to it. By the time it's time for them to go to college or whatnot, you'll have enough money for them to either buy their first vehicle, maybe pay for some tuition, X, Y, Z. All right, so let's go ahead and go back to. All right. So I hope you had a chance to were able to check that out. Hope that some of this has been a little bit informative to you. Let me kind of recap on some of the things that I think that any beginning trader should always look out for. Is first of all, you don't want to be too excited. You don't want to sell just because something goes down too fast or goes up too fast. All right. Think about your why. Why are you doing this? All right. So don't get frustrated. Don't quit. All right. Even if you just want to invest in blue chip stocks and you're like, I'm just going to invest in some safe blue chip stocks and just let them sit and accumulate wealth for you. That's fine too. Like the apples. That's fine. But you also, I feel you should have a higher risk portfolio, to help you kind of gain those extra scraps on the table. If you really want to be financially free, sometimes you have to be a little aggressive. Okay. All right, explain what I hope we already know what a stock is. A company wants to go public or a company wants to expand across the world. They need investors, so they offer stocks, and the stocks are broken down into pieces, and the pieces are called shares. And you'll get a chance to buy a share of a company to help them grow, and also help yourself and your financial situation grow. All right, so don't reinvent the wheel. Don't go out there just trying to buy stock that you don't know anything about. Converse with other investors. I typically use an app called Webull. If I have my phone, I'll show you. I know it may be hard to see on my phone. I haven't synced my phone to this YouTube thing yet, but there is an app. It's called Webull. You can't see that, but when you get a Webull app, for instance, let's just look at Canopy Growth. It also provides, can you see that? Those are called analyst ratings, okay? Analyst ratings can tell you what to buy, if it's a strong buy, whether you should hold or not. And I like this app because also, if you scroll down, then there's a chat, okay, with people who are speaking on this. High risk, high reward. Hopefully, it's the year of the cannabis. So we have different investors who typically talk about what their plans are, what they may do. So I typically try to check this first before I buy in any stock. Then you have your watch list, and you can see which are the top gainers. Now you can also see that Yahoo Finance. You also can see the top gainers in Google Finance. But that is how you know daily how to have a good pick. So for me, like I said, GHSI. INPX and FCEL. We're going to try to take a look at those this week and a little bit of plug. I hope you guys have a great week. Happy New Year's. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at TenoMyles@gmail, or you can reach out to me at On The Edge Entertainment at gmail.com. That's ONDAEDGEENT@gmail.com. Everybody eats in 2020. Everybody get that paper. God bless you. Good luck trading. Peace.